Alright, fair and last warning. Lots and lots of spoilers ahead, but that should be kinda obvious. Alright, let's start right from the top. The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis, he's dead all along. He's a ghost. I can talk to dead people.
I see dead people.
Yes! That's awesome!
We all know it. It's the most old school, well-known spoiler of all time, so I had to start with the big one. Us, the home invaders are them the whole time, and the mom is actually the evil version that took place of the real version in the very beginning, and they switched places. Honestly, that movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but there's two for us. Arrival is not linear, it's all jumbled up, it's not right in a row. The Departed, one of the best Boston movies of all time, right behind Good Will Hunting. Leo gets shot in the head in the end by some rando. And Mark Wahlberg murks Matt Damon for being the superior Boston man.
Okay. It's not your fault.
Let's bring it back to something a little bit more well-known. Planet of the Apes is actually Earth all along, just way in the future.
They did it! They blew it up! And then the apes blew up their society too!
The Empire Strikes Back. Big Bad Daddy Vader is actually Luke's daddy the entire time.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Scream. The murderer is actually two people the whole time. Billy and Shaggy. Fight Club. Tyler Durden is actually the narrator the entire time, just much better looking. And in the end, in order to get rid of him, he shoots himself through the face, and even though it kills Tyler Durden, it just goes through his cheek, and then he blows up the entire city for, you know, Fight Club reasons.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
The Village. Let's go to M. Night Shyamalan. You know, he's the king of these. The Village actually exists in modern times the entire time, and the monsters are just real people used to scare the villagers from not escaping into the modern world. For some reason.
What a twist!
Saw, the dead body in the middle of the room, is actually Jigsaw the entire time. But not unicycle puppet guy, just normal regular Jigsaw. The Prestige, Borden is actually twins the entire time to pull off all these twin tricks, but he hides it from the world. And Hugh Jackman fucking murders himself every single night by drowning.
Hey! Where's the bloody key? Where's the bloody key?
That's pretty hardcore when you think about it. Titanic, get this, the boat sinks, and Leo dies again, even though he doesn't have to.
You know, however noble Jack's intentions might have been, sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
Avengers Endgame, now we're on to my bread and butter. Iron Man dies in the end. Captain America goes back in time to live a normal life where he dances with Peggy, and somehow this does not mess up the timelines, even though Peggy was married to somebody the entire time and he didn't come forward in time. And even though he's not the secret husband the entire time, and it doesn't mess up the timelines, you gotta trust me. Kevin Feige says the timelines are fine.
Oh, man. No. No.
But everybody that's dusted comes back alive the entire time, especially Spider-Man, and that's the most important one.
I don't feel so good.
And because Thanos is so bad, he dies twice in this shit. Harry Potter Death Lightning Round, I'm gonna throw some deaths at you, lightning quick. You ready for this? Fred, Lupin, Tonks, Dobby, Snape, Dumbledore, Sirius, Mad-Eye, and the worst of all, Hedwig.
No! No!
Hunger Games Catching Fire, the last good Hunger Games if you ask almost anybody, especially my friend Chris. Everybody is helping her escape the entire time except for the people that obviously aren't. Hunger Games Mockingjay, the worst one if you ask almost everybody, but especially my friend Chris.
Humor me for a second here. What are your very quick thoughts on Hunger Games movies? My very quick thoughts? I actually liked 1 and 2. Three parts 1 and 2 were absolute garbage, and the ending was stupid.
Prim dies in the end because of a bomb made by Gale, and then Katniss and Peeta end up getting back together in the end, which is obvious because it was always leading to that, and love triangles are stupid. But it all happened because Katniss can't forgive Gale for murdering Prim. Twilight Breaking Dawn, Jacob imprints on the stupid CGI baby.
You imprinted on my daughter?
It wasn't my choice.
She's a baby!
It's not like that. You think Edward would let me live if it was?
Still debating it.
I've held her once. One time, Jacob! And already you think that you have some moronic, wolfy claim on her? She's mine!
Pretty sure that's grooming. And then the big fight in the end turns out to be a fake mirage all along, imprinted by Alice, because that doesn't get rid of all the suspense for the entire series and basically make all of this useless. I'm ashamed to say that I liked it up until this point, but now I don't. But I still watch it every year for some reason. 2012, they all live in the end except for Stepdaddy.
Give me your hands! Reach for it! Help me! Reach for it! Go ahead!
Oopsie whoopsie! Ooh, we made a fucky wucky!
Go ahead! Go ahead! Go ahead!
Godzilla vs. Kong. Mechagodzilla is the big baddie all along. We all saw that coming. And Kong somehow learned sign language in secret on his big Kong Island without anybody realizing that the big gorilla was learning sign language and talking to this little girl that somehow snuck on. I don't know how, but it happened.
Fuck you say to me, you little shit!
Saving Private Ryan, everybody dies in the end, saving Ryan. I don't know if that's a twist, because it kind of says it in the name, but I said it was anyway, so there we go. Irresistible, the Jon Stewart movie that I made a video about that apparently nobody cared about, and the big twist at the end was that the whole town was tricking everybody so that they could have money. Take that, politicians!
Should someone have to have a government-issued license to drive a car?
Hell no.
What's next? Requiring a license to make toast in your own damn toaster?
Ford vs. Ferrari, another underrated video of mine. Why aren't you guys watching my videos? But anyway, Christian Bale ends up losing the race on a technicality, and that's the way it happened in real life, so I don't know if it's a spoiler, but once again, I said it was. Yesterday, that Beatles movie that nobody liked because it had a promising concept that really got flushed down the toilet. But whatever, I'm not salty about it. It's been a while. I swear to God, I'm over it. But the twist here is that he's not actually the only person in the world that remembers the Beatles. There's a few out there that just enjoy listening to the songs. Tag, one of the most underrated comedies of all time. Ed Helms is dying of cancer the entire time.
Yes, but you kind of missed the point. I mean, it's not about trying to get away from each other. It's actually about having a reason to be around each other, you know? Yeah. I mean, Ben Franklin said it best. Am I right? We don't stop playing because we grow old. We're old because we stop playing.
And Jeremy Renner gets tagged in the end. A little fun fact about that movie, not really a spoiler, but Jeremy Renner had 2 broken arms throughout the entirety of filming. Try and make Marvel with 2 broken arms, Jeremy. A Quiet Place, in the very beginning their son dies, so kind of a very early spoiler, and the rest of the movie is kind of based on that, and the fear of another child dying, but still a spoiler. John Krasinski dies, big sad. And sound ends up being their kryptonite. Who could have guessed it? I should make that my thumbnail. Cabin in the Woods, everything is controlled by a company that feeds these monsters in the underworld or something like that, and one of the people that works there is from the West Wing.
It's so strange. I'm actually rooting for this girl. She's got so much heart. You think of all the pain and the...
Tequila is my lady! My lady! Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. You're welcome. Tequila!
Alright, so I know that was very different from everything else that I normally do on my channel, but it sounded like fun, and it was an interesting concept, and I had a great time making it and doing all this research and finding out spoilers, and it was a lot of fun to record. I apologize if I appear to be glistening with sweat, but it is about 90 degrees in my office right now. But thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other videos.